Hey folks, how's it going? This is Dominic here from Area 1. Welcome to this edition of the Phish of the Week. This week we're going to take a look at a phishing campaign that impersonated a Webex email. The interesting thing about this email or this phishing campaign is that the attackers have gone the extra length to do everything they needed to do in order to make this campaign as legitimate as possible. So let's get started here. So here's the email that our customers have received. This is actually an email pretending to be from Webex, indicating that their account's about to get blocked or suspended. The interesting thing about this is that when you look at the link that they've registered, domain that they've registered to phish our customers here is simply help-webex-cisco.com. So at first glance, if you're not really paying attention, it looks actually pretty legitimate, right? So what we're going to do here today is actually walk through the credential harvester, what happens when we click on the login page, and then kind of understand how this campaigns work. So let's get phished here. So if I go and I click on the link that was provided in my email because I didn't want my account to get locked down, I get presented with this login page here. So in itself looks very legitimate, right? So I don't see any warning signs in regards to the SSL certificate. And the reason for that is that the attackers have gone the extra length and actually got a Let's Encrypt certificate and apply that to the web server. So what we'll do here is just fill out the information and then submit it and see what happens. And as expected here, nothing really interesting happens. The credential harvester just takes your credentials and then redirects you to the Webex page. So how does these attacks work? Well, one, they're actually impersonating Webex. The email itself passes them authentication. So what they've done is that they've taken all the steps in order to do SPF, DKIM, and DMARC in order to deliver that email. And then, like I said, they've registered a domain that looks very similar to a help domain for Webex or Cisco. And finally, on the credential harvester here on the web page, they've put a valid SSL certificate again to kind of dispel any warnings that may come up from the browser. So why does this work? So obviously, many of you use Webex as your conferencing tool. It's extremely important. The other thing as well is that often a lot of these credentials are tied into single sign-ons. So if they can figure out where your credentials are, maybe they can get lucky and effectively log in under services that be covered by your SSO providers. Like I said, the email itself looks very legitimate, and the credential harvester looks legitimate as well. So how do we get ahead of these phishing attacks? Well, first what we need is technology that allows you to understand what the attackers are doing, understand how these campaigns are being weaponized, what lures are being used, and what is really going on here. So we do this here at Area 1 by crawling the internet proactively, again understanding what those bad guys are doing, how these campaigns are being set up, and how this is being attacked. Then you need to apply all this knowledge that you've acquired from this crawling and then apply that to some advanced technologies. So here, as I mentioned, the email itself did a pretty good job at covering all the aspects of what normally gets checked. So we go beyond things like DKIM, SPF, DMARC to validate the content of the messages. We do comprehensive message analysis, we check for brand impersonation, we apply computer vision algorithms to help us with that. And also one thing that's actually pretty important, actually applied to this detection here, is that the domain was actually a freshly registered domain. So we have the ability to verify when domains were registered, and then based on your configuration, we can effectively apply that as part of the decision making in order to push the message towards a disposition here. And finally, we have all these detection models are designed to identify these threats, tie all these different components together in order to make an accurate detection. So if there's something that is plaguing you and you have any questions or you want to try our solution here, please feel free to reach us at area1security.com, and we're happy to set you up with a demo or an evaluation. Thank you. Have a great day.